Hello everyone and welcome back to another Watson Brothers Team Stats video. As you can see, we're in a little bit of a different location this month. Trish will talk about that at the end of the video here, but I just want to pass it over to Ian to talk about the stats for August 2024.
Thanks, Avery. And I would say to categorize August, it was very sleepy. There was maybe not so much going on in the real estate market, but obviously lots going on in town, people visiting, people away on vacation, people getting their kids ready for school. And that stuff definitely doesn't have an impact on the market, as I will tell you right now, because the amount of units listed versus the same period last year, we're up 16%. The amount of sold units is down about 12%. So there's that gap. So up 16%, down 12% in sold. And what does that mean? In the individual categories that we follow, it means that we are sitting 42% with 42% more houses on the market than we did at this point last year.
42%?
42%. That's a big number. Townhomes, there's 40% more right now, and apartments 48% more. And you can thank the short-term rental change in rules for that one. How are sales doing? Well, sales are off from a residential standpoint, 16% versus a year ago, 21% for apartments. The only shining star, I guess, is the townhomes, which, as we've mentioned before, is where the bulk of the market is right now, because that's where people can afford. The $750,000 to say $650,000 townhome is moving quite well, and those sales are only off 6%.
So as we look at that, we are no longer at low inventory?
No, inventory is definitely starting to creep up, giving people much more choice. However, from a seller's standpoint, it means that there are fewer buyers looking at more houses, which means that's having an effect on pricing, which we can see in the stats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to touch on sort of the buyers and the lack thereof right now, we just had another rate cut announcement from the Bank of Canada on Tuesday. So it's gone down another quarter point to now be at 4.25, which is great. So if you are in a fixed mortgage, maybe not does anything for you right now, unless you need to renew. However, variable mortgage, you might have a little bit more money in your pocket, which also allows buyers a little bit more cash to what they can go towards a purchase, which is great news, because it just kind of helps that market going and helps that domino effect start. So there's 2 more announcements until the end of the year. So hopefully we'll see a couple more cuts as well, which would be really promising for 2025. But we'll keep you guys updated on that and let you know what happens.
It builds confidence. Like we've always said, like in the marketplace, that we're like, oh, there's not a lot of confidence. When you see the Bank of Canada now making multiple rate cuts, and that really helps buyers be like, okay, it's finally coming down. And a year from now, maybe I only lock in for a year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We recently received through British Columbia Real Estate Association the results of a research paper that they put together, and they're talking about new home construction and how it will help with the marketplace and market affordability. Their prognosis is not very positive, simply because the amount of growth that's happening in our province is far outstripping our ability to produce homes. And long term, I'll talk about it in a second, but they said there's a few limiting factors. One, there are not enough trades, meaning labor, to build the houses. The houses that we're building are too inefficient to be built quickly. And there's the third portion of this is that there's too much government regulation and red tape slowing down the process. So what that all means is that, yes, we had just mentioned in our stats that inventory is building at, right now there's 1,400 homes for sale in the marketplace. That is still historically way below the average that we typically have, and our population continues to rise. So once we see inventory start to be reduced, and once we see buyers come back to the marketplace, we feel, and I think the market and the industry feels, that we're going to be thrust back into a place where inventory is going to be tight and prices are going to be rising. So that's not happening today or tomorrow, but over time, I think we can all feel safe if you have a real estate investment that over time, it will continue to grow, simply because supply and demand will force prices to go higher as there are more and more buyers looking for smaller and smaller inventory.
Well, as Avery had mentioned earlier in this video, that we are on location at 901 Melrose Street. This beautiful home has been built by 17 North Construction. They've been in the business for decades, and they build the most quality homes that you can get up here. We are overlooking the Black Mountain Golf Course. This home features six bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, just over 4,100 square feet, and it has a space for a lap pool, and it's absolutely divine.
Unfortunately, you can't see the view that is just off to my left, but if you could, it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it truly is. Well, we'll see you next month for another stats video, maybe on a different location, different kitchen,
That's a
another
great
beautiful
idea, Edith.
featured listing. And until next time, give us a call at any time at
250
712
2222.